So as usual, I invite you to let's just have the intention to largely using our breath to just take it as an opportunity to focus on our bodies, to focus on the present moment, to let go of any extraneous monkey mind stuff that might be going on. We might not get it all out of the way, but we'll certainly do our best. So with me, we'll take about 30 seconds to just focus on the breaths we are receiving. Nice big inhales, nice big exhales at whatever rate feels right to you. And as a bonus and as a means to get further into the space for spiritual workout, let's just also take some moments to just acknowledge that we are receiving our breaths. And I'm going to leave you for 15 or 20 seconds to just have a little bit of communication with the source of your breath right now. All right. So tonight's warm up, I think, is going to be reasonably brief. I almost didn't want to talk about this, but it's a concept that just kind of keeps coming up in my world anyway, as it relates to what I'm hearing from various and sundry of you all. And it's the old listen to inspiration. And like all these concepts, there are always different things to say about any of them. But I want to relate a a text I got from somebody I've worked with for some time, and it was totally in the realm of normal to have this exchange. And she was in the thick of some, I'll use the word drama, just a lot of stuff going on. What do I do? This and that. And so she told me, as part of this exchange, that in this swirl of so much happening, her desire was to really just sort of be a mama bear and tend to this person's wounds. This person is not somebody who's her child or anyone she's related to, somebody she just cares very much about, and was absolutely in that space. And then she says, right now, my gut tells me to back off. It seems counterintuitive, but the feeling is undeniable. And then she went on talking about some other components and aspects. And what I responded to her was, quote, the feeling is undeniable, close quotes. And then I just said, next. Because that right there is largely the crux of so much of what we do and talk about in spiritual workout world. We're growing our listen to inspiration muscle. We are learning more and more, hopefully, every minute of every hour of every day, to understand, comprehend, to feel, to know, to trust how it is that we receive guidance, how it is that spirit speaks to us, how our higher self speaks to us, how our guardian angels speak to us. And this particular dynamic, this particular question comes up all the time. So somebody, any of us, are in the midst of everything. We do get that intuitive hit, and then we just keep going. Yeah, that's there, and all this other stuff, and that's there, but all this other stuff, and that's there, and all this other stuff, and that's there. Yeah, it was sort of there, but I'm 5 miles beyond that now, and there are all these other things. And so the point that I'm making is no, there are no other things. There are no other things. That when we get to that place where, as she says in her own words, well, she kind of says it in two ways. My gut tells me, and then the feeling is undeniable. That's it. There's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to know at that point. That's the place from which then we now know that's sort of our center. That's our grounding. That's where we go. Okay, the thought to do this thing, the feeling is undeniable. Period. End of story. I'm sorry. It's not the end of the story, but it's the end of that part of the story. The feeling is undeniable means period. So I will go with that thought that produced that undeniable feeling. So the story is not over because, well, what then is the next step? And so from that place of connection to guidance, to spirit, to inspiration, then that's the same place where the direction for the next move comes. And then we make the next move. Sometimes it's immediate, sometimes we're going to wait a while. But we know what's happening, and I really want to underscore this because we act like we don't know. This particular person, in a way, was sort of acting like she didn't know. That wasn't really quite it, but she was wanting to tend to all these other things. Like I said before, yeah, that's there, and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's there, but all this other stuff. So let's just let go of the other stuff. There is no other stuff. Or maybe it's just me. Nice deep breath with me if you would. Hold on to the juicy bits. Let go of the less than juicy bits if there are any. Let's come back and talk about this and or whatever you would like to talk about.